Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Life Beyond the Clouds. This is really going to be a new season. We're going to change things up a little bit. And I want to thank all of you that have been liking and subscribing to my channel. It's really been truly amazing how many people this is healing. Thank you for the comments. Please keep them coming. And I try to answer as many questions as I can for people when they write in. So today's episode is with Tina. And I really want to start asking people, and I'm going to ask all of you the same question that are listening to this. I want you to think about a time in your life or times that you know that you were either protected, saved, or that you were guided, that a message came through that you know that it was more than a coincidence. Because when we start thinking about this and understanding this, it changes everything in our life. And this is what I want. This is about all of you. I've been receiving messages since I was 9. So I want to help all of you on this journey. So this is what I'm going to be talking to Tina about. And of course, the Divine's going to always come in like they always do and give messages because they love us. So sit back. Thank you for liking and subscribing. God bless. Well, good morning, Tina. I'd like to thank you for being on Life Beyond the Clouds. I'm really excited to have you on. And this is really, to me, starting a new season, the fall season. I'm really trying to change things up a little bit the way I'm doing this. Because I've said I want this to be about everyone. So I thank you for taking time to be on. And I really thought about a question I wanted to ask people because I see a lot of clients and people come to me and they always think that somebody else was protected, loved, or guided more. So I want to start out all the time asking the question, because when you actually think about it, it makes you realize how loved and protected and guided you are. So I want to ask you the question, when was the time or times in your life that you know you were either guided or protected and that it was much more than a coincidence? We need to stop saying gut feeling or coincidence. So when people start to think about this, it helps them so much. And when they understand it, it makes them be able to reach out more in other times in their life. So I want to go ahead and give you some time. And I want to ask you that question. When was a time or times you know you were guided or protected?
You know, it's people don't really believe when I say this, what happened to me. I had strokes 6 years ago. And I don't know if people are aware that it really is a traumatic brain injury. It changes things. And I came home from the hospital after 4 days, and my hand to God, I was sitting in my bedroom, okay, and a teardrop fell on my face. And I said to my husband, like, where did that come from? Like, what? There's a teardrop on my face. It wasn't from me. It dropped on my face. And I had this strong feeling that it was my aunt in heaven, and she was telling me she's there. I don't know how to explain why I got that, and it was her, but that's how I felt. It was amazing. It was like confirmation that they are with us all the time. And I needed that. I really needed it that day.
And see, Tina, to me, this is what's so important is the fact that you just said to me, I don't know what made me think that it was her or no.
Mhm.
It's because that was you hearing her saying it was her, right? It was more than just saying, this is how real this is. The other side is so incredibly real. And if they're going to help us once in life, they just don't go away. It's like a parent. You
Right.
don't help them one time and leave them. You're always there. They
Right.
come in when you really need them. They don't interfere in your life.
Mhm.
But when you're going through things like this, like the fact that you said, I don't know what made me think that. It was her saying to you, I'm right here. We're healing you. It's going to be okay. It was
Yeah.
her way of healing your heart. She knows that you needed this. And I'm, first of all, I'm really sorry because that's a lot to go through. And you look
Thank you.
amazing. And I'm so grateful
Thank you.
that you're healed and that you're doing amazing. And that was divine. That's a miracle in itself. Do you understand? That
100%.
was a gift from God too. You have
Yes.
many more things to do on this journey.
Mhm.
But that was just her saying, listen, we're right here and we're
Yeah.
taking care of you. And it healed your heart, right? It made you feel
Oh,
peace.
you definitely, because you feel alone when you're going through something health-wise or mentally, and you feel alone no matter what. And I did not, it gave me comfort.
And Tina, this is really what this is about for me. And this is why I love for people to tell their stories because I can sit here all day and I can give messages and I love doing that. But it's really about you knowing too, you're as special and that you're connected and that they are coming to you and they want to heal you. You have your own divine spiritual team. So when you tell that and you actually say it out loud, and maybe it's a story you really haven't shared with many people,
Yeah.
right? But there's
No,
going to be
yeah.
somebody that's going to hear this and say, you know what? I had something like that too. And it's going to open their heart into reaching up
Mhm.
and knowing that there's more because in a world we live in today, we need it more than ever. We
Yes.
need to know that the divine has not left us, right? We
No.
just get too caught up.
Right.
So I really love this. And I just feel for you, I mean, especially with your dad, like I really feel, I mean, there's just so much protection and love and they all
Mhm.
come in Do you
Mhm.
understand? And is
Yes.
there anything somebody kept saying while you were talking? I kept writing down. Is there anything with the saying penny for luck or something about pennies?
My dad used to say that.
Okay. So this for me, like I said, these are the things for me that are very important. They might seem small to
Mhm.
somebody else, but that's such a big deal for you because when you
Yeah.
receive a message like that, what it does is it instantly heals the heart. It makes you just say, "How could she know this?" And it's like him saying, "I'm here for you, and I'm
Right.
always here," because he keeps handing me a penny and he keeps saying, "Tell her a penny for luck." Right?
Mhm.
And it's his way of saying you're always going to be protected and you're always loved and you're
Yes.
always being guided. And I'm sure that if you talk, why do I keep feeling like there's something with one of your sons that there was a time, either you knew to call them or you knew that there was something like you were supposed to reach out and you were supposed to help them. Does this make sense?
Yes, that happens. It's happened more than one occasion where I've called and it was kind of like one time my son wasn't feeling well and I didn't even know he wasn't feeling well, but I had this feeling that I needed to call him. And I didn't want to be that mom, the helicopter mom or whatever, but because he's in his 20s. But when I called him, I said, what's going on? He's like, he was really scared. He was like not feeling well. And he's like, because he goes on Google and he figures out, what's wrong with him. But he definitely needed to talk to me, if that makes sense.
It does. And these
Yeah.
are because we're so intertwined with energy. So let's talk about that for a second. So when you think about you felt his energy and there was
Mhm.
just something like you just said, I felt that, right? It was
Yes.
so much more than a feeling. It's the energy that you're connected to him, right? When
Mhm.
you bring somebody into the earth, it's just like the divine God, the angels, they're all connected to us, right? We're all part of the same. So your energy is so connected to your son, right? That you felt and reached out and
Oh,
you
yeah.
knew at that moment, like, I know I'm supposed to call him. Don't maybe always know why. We don't always know why. We just
Right.
know.
Yes.
That's a message, right? Those are messages when we get those thoughts and those feelings. Those are very important messages. And most of us will just kind of ignore it or poo poo it and say, I'll
Yes.
get to it later, right? Because we have free will. Well, it's just like with heaven. It's just when they bring us that sense or that feeling, it's the same thing where we just pay attention and say, I don't know what this is, but something's saying, I need to do something. I need to just ask. I'd rather ask and be wrong than not, you know what I
Right.
mean? And
Right.
find out that I should have. And that's what it is with the divine. They're always sending that feeling to us. So that came from heaven. You received it, right? And then you called. And even if it wasn't anything that turned out, it was just still, you needed to call that moment and it gave
Mhm.
your son peace.
Yes.
This is
Yes.
what this is really about. It's just like this big circle. It's this big chain, right? We're all
Mhm.
linked, I mean, divinely. And the more I can try to help people with this, and you're very intuitive and you're very open to this, which is so beautiful. And it's helped you so many times on your journey because you sense and feel things. And I know that with you. You're very open. You want this. You know that it's beautiful. You know
Mhm.
where it comes from, right? And that's nothing but love. But
Yes.
I'm trying to, and people like you, when you come on and talk about this, it's going to help other people that maybe you're almost there, but not quite. And
Right.
this is what this is
Right.
for. That it just says, no, listen, it's really okay. And they want to help
Yes.
you. And also,
Yes.
somebody kept talking about their tools. Is there something about old tools or using somebody's tools? I kept seeing like tool belt and tools like hammers or wrench or something with tools.
My dad has a huge collection of tools in our barn, and my husband has been going through the tools
That's amazing.
and getting rid of some stuff and kind of teasing that my dad, would rig tools and he
Okay.
it's been like an ongoing joke about the tools.
So please tell him that he's with him when he's doing this. Do you
Yeah.
understand that he smiles,
Yes.
that he's with? It's almost as if I see in the barn. I don't know if there's something in the where either there's like a hook and something is hanging. Like I don't know if it's even some sort of a sweater or a jacket, but some sort of tool. But do you understand? There's like a either like a pegboard or a nail, but there's something that looks like
Yes. It's a
showing
whole
me the thing.
section. It's a whole section of hanging tools, and my
Okay.
husband's been going through it recently.
Okay, so just please know your dad. I just think it's beautiful. Your dad's in there with him, and I
Yeah.
feel like your husband feels him.
He does. He does. He has said that.
I feel like he's there. And I don't know if there's anything about an old radio or something about some sort of, it looks like an old radio he's
The
showing
cassette
you.
player out there.
Okay. Because it's old. You know how like it's something people would go, what's a cassette player,
It's
right?
yeah, yeah.
But he shows me this too. Like either your husband looks at this or would play music, but this is just, do you understand? Like
Mhm.
he's with him. He really
Yes.
connects with him
Yes.
because I feel like your husband, whether he realizes or not too, receives messages. He's intuitive and very much so. You know how sometimes you don't want to say it or acknowledge it, but I
Right.
want him to know like that he is connected too. Like he does feel
Yes.
them. And I
Yes.
absolutely love. And is there anything with Thanksgiving or November?
I have Thanksgiving.
Okay, because I feel like for your dad, it's like him connecting again. Is there a Frank somewhere?
It's my uncle Frank, and he's in heaven with my dad, and they were best friends.
Okay, so perfect. They're all here today. I want you to know they're all coming in. They're all. Do you understand? I know it can be
It's
overwhelming
insane. Yeah.
because I write these things down as you're talking and before we talk, and I just kept. These are just certain things, you know. What I mean, they want to just let you know, and
Mhm.
it's not about. To me, it's more than the message. It's about love, right? It's
Mhm.
about a love letter from heaven. These are love
Yes.
letters. These are messages of love,
Yes.
and your way of just saying that. This Frank is very funny, though. I have to tell you, he's very funny. They're funny
Yeah.
together. They're
Yes.
actually very. I
Hmm.
almost just feel like either they had. I don't know if it was like a boys' club or it was almost like. Do you understand?
Oh yeah.
And I don't know if there was anything with cars with them or if one of them liked to work on cars, but they
Cars
keep
and motorcycles.
okay because I feel like the hood of the car's lifted up. I'm seeing one of them like I'm going to change the oil. What are you getting your oil changed for? Let me do it. Why are you paying someone? Like
That's
he's
them.
taking a dipstick. Do you understand? I feel like I'm watching. You know,
Yes.
he's taking it out and he's wiping
Yes.
it. Stick it
My
to me.
dad worked at a gas station when he was young with him.
This is this is wild to me. Okay, because he keeps showing me this, like they're working on the cars, but there's something really about wanting people to change their own oil. Like one of them was very much of like that's a waste of money to pay people, like
Right.
change your own
Mhm.
oil. So that's exactly what they're doing. I just like to pass on, you know, I mean, some of these things because they come through so strong. It'd be like anyone saying, "Can you pass on this message?" Like if
Yeah.
you knew someone that knew me and said, "Tell Renee this," and that's just
Yes.
really,
It's
you know, I mean, what
beautiful.
this is. This is just
Mhm.
what this is about.
It's
And
healing, like you said. It's healing.
well, and even with you, do you understand? This is why I want everyone to open up to it for themselves because when they're not talking to me, you're still receiving a message. Like today, you'll get messages. You'll be in the kitchen, you'll do something, and you'll just know. Is there rosemary?
Rosemary. There is a rosemary that passed.
Okay, because I'm just hearing rosemary, like rosemary's here.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Good.
But you'll receive messages yourself. Do you understand? You will
Mhm.
be, are you planning a trip somewhere?
Yes. Yes. We are. I was just talking to my husband yesterday about it, going to Florida to visit my son. But I've
Okay.
also been saying I want to make a big trip.
Is there anything with Italy?
I've told him that a couple of times that I would like to go to Italy and Austria.
Okay, because I feel there's something with Italy. I don't know if it's going to be around a wedding. I don't know what it's around, but I do feel like there's something, you know what I mean?
Now, my son and his fiance have talked about a honeymoon in Italy.
Okay, because I feel like it's something around a wedding that somebody will be. So then I guess this
Hmm.
is the honeymoon. I'd like to get back though to you a little bit. Is there any other times, even when you were little, or anything that you can remember? You know, just times that you knew that you were guided.
There's been so many times in my life that I decided not to go here or not to do that, and it is divine intervention. You're right, because there was an accident, 5 minutes after me or before me. I can't tell you how many times that's happened.
You know, it's interesting though. I almost feel like when your dad's coming through right now, it's almost like he wants to talk about even with you with work or your business that you know how when you're going to make a decision, and I feel like there's been a lot of decisions that are either being thought or made or you know what direction do we go
Mhm.
bigger, what do I do, and I feel like
Mhm.
there's times that you feel like you absolutely know where it's just like either I need to stop, like it's kind of about just kind of slow down even. Do you understand?
Right.
Messages are
Hmm.
also, and I feel like you're kind of understand that. He makes me feel like he's making you not worry so much, like saying you don't need to make, you know, I mean, a lot of decisions very quickly right now, that he's trying to help you to look in other directions. He's trying to
Hmm.
help you to look in other avenues. And those are also ways that they will help when we have big decisions in life and we don't really quite know. You know how it's like even with me, we could be making a decision to move forward or say, do I or don't I?
Hmm.
You know how you just stop and you just feel like I kind of feel
Hmm.
paralyzed. I don't really feel like I
Right.
know what to do. And this is when you just say, please help me. And I feel
Hmm.
like you do that. And I feel like you're kind of getting answers and messages with this.
Yeah. If you open your mind and your heart, they're
Yes,
there. They're
yes.
there.
Um, Somebody just showed me. I don't know why I'm writing this down as I'm talking to you. Is there anything with sunflowers?
Mm.
Somebody keeps showing me flowers, but I keep feeling I'm seeing sunflowers. I'm seeing flowers, and I feel like I'm seeing sunflowers.
Well, it's funny because I told my husband that I wanted to do something today, and I said we could go to the sunflower fields.
Okay, so do you understand? This is the kind of thing where they were all here for you today. Like they're so excited to connect. You know, it's like seeing an old friend, right? When you go on vacation, like when we used to go visit my grandfather in Wisconsin. right? They're so excited. They know we're coming and they can't wait and they're preparing, right? Think
Right.
about it like that. That's what heaven is, right? They know when you're going to connect, and they connect with you every day in different kind
Right.
of ways.
They
Um,
do.
is there anything with you with a necklace or a chain? Either I found a chain, lost a chain, but something like putting it on something. Either I hang it on something so I don't lose it, or something about a necklace that it means something.
Oh, okay. Well, I have a fishing hook with my dad's ashes in it, and I
Yes.
have it hanging on my dresser
Okay. Because
upstairs, and I look at it when I walk into the bath. I like look at it all the time. It's
okay, because
hanging though on my dresser.
all right, he makes you feel like it's hanging, like it's something that is, you know, what I mean, that is hanging there, like it's something to
Hmm.
you. You know how it's just like you just know, it's like you feel the energy. Like I'll have something of my father's. I have his dog tags, right, hanging here. My dad was in the military, so in my room I have his hat and I have his dog tags, and you just look up, and when you do, it's like that,
Hmm.
and that's what it is,
Hmm.
and that's what they are for us. They keep bringing us back to that whenever we get, you know, lost or we feel nervous. They
Hmm.
bring us back. Um, Is there anything with kind of arthritis for somebody? This is so weird. They're just randomly taking me off on this.
Well, I'm hurting a lot right now.
Okay. But is there anything with your husband having any joint pain?
Yes, he's going to have a hip replacement in December.
Okay, because I feel like they're making me go like it's more to him. Like they're saying kind of it's more
Yes,
him than you now.
yes, I believe that.
I want you to know I feel like it's going to go amazing and he's going
Oh,
to
great,
feel
great.
fantastic once it's done. They make me feel like he's going to feel
Yes,
like 100%. And it's going to
yes.
help you too. But you know, it hurts us when somebody we love
Oh, yeah,
doesn't feel. So they're just want you to know, I just feel like he's being very guided to this. Like the doctors, you know, I mean, you do your homework. He's going to be in good hands and he's going to do amazing with
good,
this.
good. I'm glad to hear that.
Now, I always like to ask people too, are there any questions that you would like to ask me? Anything that you wonder about this? I do feel like you're so connected.
I feel like you're helping me with that. I just want to know, like, when the spirits are with you and you feel these moments, is it always a message, or is it intervent? Like, is it divine? Like sometimes I might overthink
Okay.
instead of like just saying, "Oh, that's just him. Let me know he's there." And then I'm like, "Is he telling me that this is going to happen?" Or
Okay, that's a really, really good question. And I've had a lot of questions, and that's a really good one. So, what I know to be true with that is when you are feeling them, it's almost like you get a sense of sometimes you just like with your aunt, right? You just said I felt the tear, and it's like you know that that was her healing you, and it just made you feel
Mhm.
peace, and that's what you felt, and that was it, right? It wasn't like, oh, something else is going to happen, or you know she's trying to warn me. It just made you feel peace.
Right,
So when you sense your dad and your, you know, uncles and your aunt, you will get a sense, like they will let you know. When I receive messages, like when I get messages like even these when I'm talking about sunflowers and penny for luck, there's nothing behind it that's saying you need to be worried. These are messages of love. So you get that sense of feeling with it. So, and what you can ask them to, and we can ask them questions.
mhm,
So you can just say, Dad, you know, is there something more with this? Are
right,
you just, you know, you're here, but you will get that feeling, Tina. You know, when you feel your dad, sometimes it's just like, I'll feel mine. It's just like, I'll just say, Hi, Dad. Like, I just know that's what it is. I just know all of a sudden he came in and I'll feel his energy, you know, on my left side. And I'll just say, Hi, Dad.
right.
And it's not like anything is wrong, Renee, you know,
Okay.
out. It's just, I'm here and I love you. And
I thought it was like my overthinking, worrying that they're trying to tell me something instead of just accepting it as he's here.
well,
Like,
you will get, and that's a really good thing to understand. And this is another thing I want to help people with, you know, with understanding this, that you will get a sense, right? If it comes in and it just feels like so overwhelming, like something just feels wrong, like you just knew like the one time to call your son, right? I don't know why. You will get that other part of it with it. So that's what I'm going to show you.
okay,
Like you'll get that. Like I need to call this. I need to call my mother. I need to call my husband. Like I need to call my son. Like you'll get this overwhelming, or sometimes it's just you feel them and it's just them coming in saying, Hey, I'm here, kiddo. Just to tell you,
okay,
I love you, you know, watching over you. Just like a parent would call to say hi. Sometimes they're just coming in to say hi. And sometimes it's like, Hey, I think there's something, you know, I mean, you need to check into this, or it can also be a good thing too, right? It's not always like a warning. Sometimes like if you're looking for, let's say you're looking for a new car, right? And you're just like, I don't know what to do. Then all of a sudden you feel like, I should just get on the computer. Or, you know, you'll just, something's telling me and you just walk over to it. Then all of a sudden you'll see, you know, Toyotas are, you know, I mean, having a whatever percentage, a discount.
Right.
And that's their way of guiding with that too. So it's both. They'll come in because they want to show us things, you know what I mean? Like that too, where you want to get a new job and you're like, I don't know where to look. I don't know what to do.
Right.
And then all of a sudden you'll
Right.
just look and you'll say, jobs wanted for this. And people will say, oh my God, I can't believe this just happened. I was looking for a job. And I just smile because that's just divine. So, but you will also, like with you, when you got that sense, I need to call my son, something doesn't feel right. So
Mhm.
you'll get that.
Should we ask our guides? Should we constantly say like, I need help with this, or should we talk to them on a regular
Well, what
basis?
I do is, after I pray in the morning, I always say to my guardian angels every single morning, I'll just say, my guardian angels, I give you permission to intervene in my life today. Guide me, bless me, protect me, bring the right person into my life to help me with this. I mean, help me to know how to understand the messages. So I say to
Mhm.
them, help me to understand, to know, I mean, from the divine, help me to know what to look for. Help me to always receive messages to, help guide my children. You can, but I always say, I pray to God first. Yeah, I know people will say sometimes maybe with that, but it all comes to me. It all comes from God. So that's
Right.
why I reference that. But your guardian angels are a gift. They're given to you for a reason. And when we say spirit guides, spirit teachers, well, it's just like teachers in school. We have many of them throughout our lifetime because they're supposed to teach us things. So if I
Okay.
talk to my spirit guides, I always say in the highest light of truth and compassion only. So because you always want it to be of light, and I'll just say, help me with this. Help me to understand the messages. When you ask for help, you're supposed to ask, right? So I'll just say,
Okay.
help me with the messages, help me to understand this, help me to know the difference, right? If something feels right or it
Yeah.
doesn't. And then you can ask for a specific thing, like whether I see a lot of angel numbers, those are huge way, I mean, they connect with me. I think they do with you
Mhm.
also.
Mhm.
So especially when we go through things where we're kind of searching, right? In life, sometimes things seem like it's really smooth and we're just kind of good and we're sailing. Then all of a sudden another lesson comes in. Look at it like that. It's not something to hurt. It's another life lesson. So you've learned the
Lesson.
one, something else is coming in. So you'll have more spirit guides, more spirit teachers. I want to say that will help you on that lesson. But
If you're open, like if you're more open, then more will come.
yes, if you're more open, then what happens? It's like with anything. If you lock a door, look at it like this. If you're locking a door, you're going to keep shaking it, right? You know what I mean? And trying to
Mhm.
get in and bang you on the door. But if you take the key and turn it and walk through, you go, oh my gosh, okay, here it is, right? So we always have to understand they're going to come to all of us differently. You're going to receive a message differently than I do. It's never about comparing.
Okay.
It's just the way our energy works. And they know how to connect with us. For you, it might be connecting through numbers. For somebody else, it might be cardinals or butterflies, what I mean, or pennies or
Okay.
coins. But to me, it's even bigger than that. To me, it's what I hear. So, like with you, when you just said I have a feeling, to me, messages are more feelings where you just get that sense of, I know this feels really good too, right? I know I'm supposed to go here today. I don't know why, but I'm going. And
Mhm.
then you show up, or you just say, I know something really good is going to happen today. I just feel like I feel like, I mean, I could say Tina's going to call me today. I start thinking about you in the morning, like you're on my mind all
Mhm.
morning. And it just happened to me last week with three people, right, that I hadn't talked to in a while. And they messaged saying, I don't know why I was supposed to just call you, but I did. So it's energy, right? We're an energy. You can't kill or destroy
Yeah.
energy. So thoughts are very important. So to me, when you receive a thought, and if it doesn't feel or you don't understand it, you have the ability to say, my guardian angels, God, what are you trying to show me with this? Please, and then that's when you can ask for clarity. Can you please help me to find something to clarify? I'm feeling this way, and can you show me more? I want to understand this. So can you let me, I mean, see something today, or can you give me
Yeah.
another feeling? Can you let me find that penny today? And I'll know that that's. Do you understand? Because they want us to connect.
Yes.
They don't want to confuse us. They don't want to scare us. They want us to understand the message. Very important, right? Like we wouldn't with somebody else. If we're teaching somebody, think about that. If you're a teacher, you're teaching someone, a student, because you want them to get it. You want them to graduate because you want to be so proud of them so they can move on. Your angels in heaven are the same way. They don't want you to be confused or scared or not understand. So say to them, I don't understand. I'm feeling this today, but I don't quite understand. Can you show me something else? And ask for what it is that you need. Say, can you please show
Okay.
me this? And then do you understand? It's your clarification, because they
Yes.
will do that. People have come to me and said, if I ask you a question, can so and so, tell you? And it happens all the time. They'll ask me something about someone. I'll immediately say, well, this is how they left the physical earth, and this is what they used to like to do. This is was the, where they used to go, and they'll say, oh my gosh, right? Because people all want clarification. We all want validation. It's important to
Yeah.
us. We want to know we're on the right path, and I want everybody to be on the right path and do it the right way. So that's such a really big question that you asked.
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely, I try to hone in more. I try to receive the message, and then I will even say, okay, dad, if this is it, then do this, or show me a sign. And, it's incredible. If you look for them, they're there.
And that's what I want people to understand, just exactly what you're saying, right? This is exactly it. These are spiritual conversations I want to have on these podcasts. And I want other
Yes.
people to tell their stories too. I always love when people will talk about these things themselves, because that's what helps everybody else. That's what
Right.
opens everybody
Right.
else up to this. And Tina, you talking about this today, it's going to help people, and it's going to show them, even with you, with what you went through with the strokes, and understanding something said get to the hospital, right? Something,
Mhm.
do you understand this was
Mhm.
divinely
Yes.
guided to get you there when you did?
Yes. Yes. I believe that 100%.
Right, so it's so much bigger than us. So I thank you for coming on, and I thank you for doing
No
this, because
problem.
I want to keep continuing this, and another time I'd love to have you, to come back on. You've got a lot of amazing things that are coming up in your life, a lot of big changes, but they're good. A lot of exciting
Yes.
times, I feel like, for you, weddings and babies, and things are
Yes.
good. Things are going to be very good for you,
Yes.
and I just feel a lot of blessings around your children, and I just
Thank
feel like
you.
it's a time.
Thank you for always helping me. You've always been, it's amazing. I mean, you've given me comfort when you've seen me very upset before, and you have given me so much comfort, and you have no idea.
But you have spiritually grown, but it was always there. Do you understand? It's
I feel like it was there, but you really showed me back to the right way.
But this is what life's about. We're all going to help each other at certain times.
I hope
We're all going to
so.
help each other. So, Tina, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
And I just wish you so many blessings, and we'll talk soon.
Thank you.
Okay. God bless.
You
Bye.
too.
Bye.
Bye-bye.